Ingwelito, how are you? Welcome to Line Sports News.
Asante sana, nashukuru.
Will you start by introducing yourself?
I'm Ingwelito Karoki. I'm also going by the name Bazoo Machines. Shabik Sugu FC Leopards.
Ingwelito, for those who rather don't know you well, maybe they've come across your document titled Individual Sponsoring of FC Leopards Club. Can you maybe take us through the idea of it? We've seen the chair of the club, Boniface Ambani, post the document and actually hailed as it as a very good initiative by the fans as the initiator and founder of the program. Could you kindly take us through it?
Okay, first of all, it has been a long wait since we came up with professional running of football. For many years, these community clubs, Akina AFC Leopards, Gor Mahia, Akina Sofapaka, they depend on the well-wishers of their chairman and their patrons. Now, we want to change the tide. We want to bring a situation whereby we are transforming our support, our fan base from mere cheerers to supporters. By supporters, I mean we come in with whatever we have so that the running of football in Kenya can be professional and it can bring back the fans to the stadium.
Ingwelito, in your document, you argue that FC Leopards has close to 10 million supporters and close to half of that are die-hard fan supporters.
Yeah, sure.
Afterwards, below that, you introduced the INGWE FINJE Support Initiative. According to the math that you did, using the math of 5 million supporters, what do you want that INGWE FINJE initiative to achieve?
Now, before even we talk about achieving, let's talk about how this information can reach the masses. Now, we have so many online and digital channels of TVs. We can do some digital marketing. AFC can introduce a situation whereby marketers can come and market the club during games. We can also use road shows. We can also use TV and radio advertisement so that we can reach the masses. We also have branches so that we can reach more and more people. Out of the 10 million, yes, out of the 10 million fans that we expect, obviously there is some laxity because people are so skeptical about the use of their money. So let's assume half of them will respond. That's around 5 million. If those 5 million respond positively, now let's go to a number that can come in handy as a diehard fan. Let's give it a 20%. 20% of 5 million is 1 million. Now, if we can sacrifice our 50 bob, it will reach up to 15 million shillings. That is enough to do a lot of things for the wellness of not only AFC Leopard. This idea can be brought by all community clubs in Kenya, including Sofapaka, Gor Mahia, Homeboys, Morangasil, and the rest. Our 50 bob, my 50 bob and your 50 bob can bring back football glory to where it's supposed to be.
All right. Further down in your document, Ingwelito, you mentioned issues such as buying the best players within and outside of Kenya, getting land so that the club can be able to have its own facilities. You've mentioned of building an INGWE hospice where sports injuries can be injured and, of course, open to the INGWE fans also at large. You've also mentioned as INGWE having an INGWE TV and INGWE radio to keep the fans engaging. As the initiator of this project, what do you feel should be the first project? If, let's say, for instance, we've had Boniface Ambani, the chair of the club, accept it as a very noble initiative from the fans. Being adopted, the fans receive it and actually give that 50 shillings. What would you suggest to be the first program to be run?
How I wish I could get audience to my good friend Boniface Ambani, who used to play back there in Oserian. He's my good friend. Now, if given an opportunity to explain whatever I want to be achieved in AFC Leopard, the first thing that you should do as using that Finje initiative, we are saying this: there is corporate sponsorship and individual sponsorship. Let that Betika sponsorship do the day-to-day running of AFC Leopard. Let the other the Finje that we are supposed to contribute do things that are outside the sponsorship. For example, putting the welfare of these players of AFC Leopard should be the top priority. If and when we get those kinds of funds, one, I would suggest that we have a clubhouse. In a clubhouse, you enhance discipline, because someone will not do things that are anti-football when other players are watching. This includes misuse of alcohol, drugs. Now, when players are having a place that they are all in one place, discipline, and then it enhances family values. Then it also enhances cohesion, that is oneness. The second one is getting a stadium for us. We don't need a Kasarani, we don't need a city stadium for now, we don't even need a Nyayo. We just need a stadium that can cater for around 10,000 people. Look at Morangasil. Just the other day, they have started building a stadium and it is doing well. Now, Morangasil doesn't even have a quarter of our fan base. We can do so much more than what Morangasil is doing. By getting a stadium of our own, we can manage our funds, we can manage everything, we can save money from what we do as expenses in hiring stadiums for practicing and whatever. And you know, when I say about a 10,000 seater stadium, is because major games like the Derby can be taken to both Kasarani and Nyayo. I also talked about mortgaging City Stadium. Now, City Stadium is currently so much underutilized. We can talk to the City Council, which manages the stadium. We can talk to them. We can have a way that we can pay in installment until this stadium becomes ours. It is that monument of a stadium should not go away wasted.
All right, Ingwelito, so far you've talked about how those funds can be used. Maybe so far with the current funds that the management already has, what is your assessment of how they've been able to use them? Have they used them positively or they can do better?
I've been a supporter and for AFC Leopards for the longest time possible, and I can tell you for a fact, this is the best administration that has come to AFC Leopards. The way things are running, they are running so smoothly until you tend to believe that those people who were the predecessors, they were not doing what was expected of them. Yes.
And then, Ingwelito, finally, you are rallying call to the INGWE fans. This is an initiative by you, one of them, to them for the benefit of our lovely club. What will be your rallying call to them?
For INGWE fans, wacha niongee Kiswahili ndio nipate wengi. Kwa INGWE fans, tafadhalini, 50 bob yako tu peke yako inaenda kuchange AFC Leopards. 50 bob yako kabisa peke yake inaenda kutuletea the best players in Africa. 50 bob yako peke yake inakuja kutujengea stadium, inakuja kutujengea INGWE Hospice, inakuja kutuletea manufaa kubwa sana. Tafadhalini, kujeni pamoja tushikilie AFC Leopards. Kwa saa hizi watu wengi wamekimbilia Premier ya Europe simply because hatuwapatii kitu ya kushangilia. Unaona? Hizo 50 bob zenyu, ukipata 100, ukipata 200, lete tupate the best players, tupate the best game, tupate the best coaches, na I tell you soon tutakuwa tukiongea kuhusu local football rather than European football.
Thank you so much, Ingwelito Karoki.
Thank you too.
Asante.
Thank you.